Welcome back once again to the Imaginary Gallery. This is TJ, your host. Next, Lundy talks about the power of those wonderful early months. He states that the partners of his clients have described to him the many ways in which the glowing beginning of a relationship with an abusive person can serve to entrap you, the target. Like any person who's been love-struck, you may run around telling all your friends and your family and your co-workers what a wonderful person you've met. After talking this person up so much, you'll feel embarrassed later to have to reveal his or her mistreatment when it begins. A lot of times you'll keep to yourself because you've already built this thing up to be so great. How foolish are you going to look if you're like, oh, I don't think I was right. After all the, I met this most wonderful person, he or she loves me for what I am, and I don't think it's right. You're going to look unstable. Next would be the target assumes that the abusiveness comes from something that might have gone wrong inside of this person. What else would you conclude, given how wonderful this person was in the beginning? So you may pour yourself into figuring out what exactly happened. Also, if you've met this great person, so you thought, you may have a hard time letting go of your own dream. Since you thought you'd found the most wonderful person ever, it's kind of hard just to throw that away based on evil things that occur later. Also, you can't help but wonder if you did something wrong or have some great personal deficit that knocked down this castle in the sky, so you try to find out what the problem is with you. Because, after all, when you were strangers, this person was head over heels for you, and it seems the more you've gotten to know them, all of a sudden they're not there as much anymore, or they're being abusive. Next, Mr. Bancroft asks a question. When he or she is so good early on, is he or she planning to be abusive later? This is one of the questions he gets about abuse the most frequently, which is, I guess, a good question. Like when you meet this person, is this person thinking of ways to tie you up and smack you in the face and do all this evil? Is it all planned out ahead of time? Is this person deliberately trying to hook you in just so it can abuse you later? Bancroft says the answer is usually no. He states that the abusive person doesn't have any picturing in his or her brain of himself or herself yelling, degrading you, or throwing things at you. As it falls in love, it dreams of a happy future of conjugal bliss, just as you do. So then the question is, if this person's not laying plans to hurt you, well then what's going on in this person's head? First, this person's gazing longingly at the image that he or she holds of the future, where you, the partner, meets all of his or her needs. You're beautiful, sexy at all times of the day and night. You have no needs of your own, and this person's in awe of brilliance and charm. This person desires a partner who will cater to him or her and never complain about anything that he does or she does, or darken his or her day with frustrations or unhappiness about the other person's life. The abusive person doesn't expose these self-focused fantasies to the new partner. Of course not. In fact, Bancroft says this person may be largely unaware of them, him or herself. The partner has no way of knowing that this creature's looking for more of a personal caretaker than for a partner. In fact, abusive people tend to use the language of mutuality during the beginning periods when they're first dating, such as phrases like, "We're going to be really great for each other. I want to be with you every day and night.
I really want to be there for you.
You can stop working if you want, at least for now, so you can finish school. We can live off my income.
I'm going to help you study for that medical exam so that you can get that promotion."
Now this creature may truly believe these promises because it wants to see itself as a generous and thoughtful partner, not one who disrespects its partner. Later, when it begins to control this person, this partner, and take advantage of you, it will find ways to convince itself that it's not happening or that it's all your fault. Abuse is not the goal in this case, he said. Control is. And it finds itself using abuse to gain the control it feels it has a right to, which is an interesting point. Because notice the title, Inside the Minds of Angry and Controlling People. So maybe it doesn't start out as I want to abuse you, it's I want to control you, and then when you don't allow yourself to be controlled, then it has no other way of dealing with it but being abusive. On the other hand, a certain number of Bancroft's clients are consciously manipulative from the beginning. Someone of this style smiles knowingly at Bancroft, assuming that every single man uses the same ploys, and says, "Of course you have to charm the ladies and listen to them blabber on and on. They like that. You talk the nice talk a little, you take them out dancing. You know how it is." But even this person is generally not calculating to abuse the partner later. It creates the kind of relationship it wants through charm and dishonesty, and expects to continue in that mode for good. Well, good luck. Manipulation feels clean and satisfying to this style of abusive person, while degrading language and physical intimidation does not. When it does start to tear down the partner and frighten him or her later, it will blame it on you or the partner, probably thinking of the partner as a witch, bitch, fool for not allowing him or her to lie and manipulate its way through life. And this person doesn't consider manipulation to be abusive.
I am the narcopath.
And actually, I'm still pissed that you had to be so nosy and check up on me when I told you that every Sunday afternoon I was volunteering in a church group teaching Sunday school. And you had the nerve to follow me one Sunday and find out that really I was trekking on down to the Shady Lady, stripping down to my pasties, and in the private room took those off for the right man or woman. And you had the nerve to embarrass me in front of my coworkers and my boss. Who cares if I told you I was in Sunday school? You didn't have any right to follow me to the Shady Lady and then come in there and interrupt one of my performances when that, wonderful Asian man was nestled between my Virginia. You humiliated me. I will never forget that. That's one of the reasons why we could never be together. You just don't trust me. You should never have gone checking up on me. You should have just accepted the fact I was teaching Sunday school and leave it at that. But no, you had to go spying on me and see what it got you. You don't have me anymore, that's for sure. You blew it. Stop being so nosy.
A word of advice for you. If you want your next relationship to work, don't go spying on her or him. Don't go looking for things, and you won't find anything. Chances are, I'm dating him behind your back anyway, or her.
Look, one thing you need to accept is that I am always right. Even if you think I ain't right, I'm always right. Once you learn that, then we might be able to get along. But otherwise, forget it. You think you know it all. You think you're so perfect. Well, honey, you ain't. I am. Accept it.
I know that you were sterile, so when I turned up pregnant, I had a lot of explaining to do. So I ran away, and look what came out of my Virginia. This creature. Look at it. What is it? Is it a boy or a girl? This came out of my Virginia, so it's mine. You're mine, honey, whatever you are. We look alike, don't we?